Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
Well, we've got a slew of NFL games this week starting on Thursday as the preseason really gets underway. I know we had the Hall of Fame game, but now we got more than that. And Kyle Shanahan says he's planning to coach that preseason opener, which is Thursday, against the Tennessee Titans. Now the 49ers coach has been recovering from a severe concussion, among other things, stemming from a car accident. So we shall see about that. It's good news if he can be out on the sideline, I guess, in the preseason. We'll go from there. Lions, this is an interesting story. Teddy Bridgewater was going to be their backup, but he opted to retire again. Now, he was Jared Goff's backup last season. He originally retired in 2023, was doing some high school stuff, and then returned. I assume he's going to go back into the high schools. I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll have to see. If he wants to return to high school coaching, Washington Commanders left tackle Laramie Tunsil, some torn triceps in practice. Oh my gosh. That's just hearing about that. Just significant chunk of the regular season. Now they had a bunch of injury issues last year, Washington did. We'll see if they can recover from that. Usually it's about half the season, maybe even longer. So we'll see about that. And this is a sad story. Former Niners running back Roger Craig diagnosed with vascular dementia. Now, he made the Hall of Fame over the weekend, made that announcement in his enshrinement. Doctors believe his condition came apart from concussions sustained during an 11-year career as a running back. Downer news, but it seems like, man, that is just one after another. That sport obviously being very, very violent. Okay, let's move on.
Hashtag college football.
The Protect College Sports Act failed to reach a vote during an all-night pre-recess session in the Senate that ended early Saturday morning. The bill did gain a spot on next month's calendar after the chamber comes back from its summer break. More bill revisions could come in the next month, so going to have a few weeks here with no news on this, and then we'll see what happens in September. There were a bunch of predictions that it wasn't going to pass. If it didn't pass in August, we'll see if those predictions, or if it didn't pass before the August recess, we'll see if those
I was on my
predictions
phone all night just waiting to see if that thing would get going, get through. Finally, at like 2:30, I went to bed. Man, and we'll be back at it next month.
I think you were on your phone, but it was probably another college sports story. We got a question up on our Facebook page about all the noise to the point that BYU felt BYU.
Yeah, but that was Saturday.
Yeah.
This was Friday.
You weren't still working it?
On this
Before
one?
and after, knowing?
It's just refresh. I'm in love, and I always will be.
We got a guest coming up next. Is there anything you want to say now about the BYU story? I mean, we'll get to it in the 8 o'clock hour for sure, but for the early risers.
No, you early risers, go back to bed when it comes to this story. It's a snoozer. No, I just thought it was interesting that an athletic administrator went on a message board thing. You normally don't see that. I think that was the rumors fly all over the place all the time. But someone thought it was serious enough to go on some form of a public forum, as I understand it. I didn't see the announcement, but some form
Cougar Board
to be able to refute that. Normally you don't see something like that. Or maybe they put out a statement. They don't go on a chat line or whatever they call them, message boards, I guess. So as far as that goes, I thought that was unusual. Maybe it's not. Maybe they do it all the time. Every school's got probably 2 or 3, right?
Yes, I think they do it. I don't think they usually do it for stories of this stature.
They don't do it for stories of this stature?
Exactly.
What do?
More likely to be a press release through traditional media outlets.
Right, that's
or
what I'm
call
talking
somebody
about.
Or leak it. Right. I mean, they'll take stuff to social media, but not stuff that has this kind of weight. You know, about an athletic director's employment status. And you're right about that too, yeah.
That's what
rumor.
caught my eye, is that you address a rumor. But they felt the need. I'm not criticizing it. I don't care. But it just is unusual to me. I think. I mean, I'm not perusing every school's message boards
to see what rumors are addressing, but you're right. I would think it'd be rare.
I know I've been on there. My friend's brother frequents it, and my friend's brother doesn't like me because he's a BYU guy, and he sees that stuff, and they blast me on there, and he thinks I'm a real bad dude.
Hilarious.
It's a true story.
I know. You should take him down to a BYU football media session. Watch people come over to say hi to you.
Well, he lives in St. George.
He'd be stunned.
I think he cooled a little bit when I got him parking hospitality passes to the PGA tournament in St. George. That might have cooled just a little.
You bought him off.
Well, I gave it to my friend.
Yeah.
And so
but then his friend took his brother.
Yeah. Right. I didn't give him to him. But yeah, they believe that stuff. And that was there many years ago when they changed coaches and brought in Bronco, that was running wild, that I was suspended while my father was potentially dying, and I was bedside when he had a heart attack, to one in which Tom Homo was in regular contact with me as I was at my bedside, the bedside of my father. Now, fortunately, he did live another 10 years.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Don Nelson, second winningest coach in NBA history, passing away at the age of 86. His family made the announcement over the weekend. He won 5 NBA titles as a player with the Celtics, Hall of Fame inductee, had a long and illustrious coaching career after he was done playing. There's a million stories about Don Nelson, PK.
I heard a lot of them because Majerus was tight with him with that Milwaukee connection, where Majerus grew up in that area, in that state, obviously, and he used to refer to him a lot.
Yeah. Nelson coached the Bucks.
Yeah.
Late 70s, most of the 80s.
Yeah. And he was an innovator, obviously. He was an innovator. He was a character. He maintained his character even in retirement, talking about how he was just blowing weed in Maui all the time. I mean, I like the Maui thing. I don't know about the smoking pot, but in his card games, I think Sports Illustrated did a big, when it was a legitimate publication, did a big story on it with those guys going out there, Willie Nelson and a bunch of famous actors doing that thing. Was a pretty good player. And then just to read all the tributes from former players, from NBA people, there was just about as many as you would want to read. And so he was a name in basketball for many, many years. Very, very accommodating to the media in terms of my interactions. I don't know if that was widespread. His son Donnie, same thing, very accommodating. Had an opportunity to Delta Center one year to sit down with him, and when the foreigner guys were starting to come in, and Nowitzki had already made his mark, and Donnie, who was noted for foreign guys being able to study them and all that stuff, was talking about how we're going to see. He was projecting what we're going to see in the next 15 years or so, and he was right, talking about how they were going to be so influential and consequential in the league, and they were at the forefront of that, he and his father, Don.
Tributes from Dirk Nowitzki and Steph Curry, both those guys saying Hey, absolutely pivotal that you drafted me and that you gave me opportunity, mentored early on, got me on the right path and all that. Nowitzki with the old school stories about getting stashed away. So nobody would see him, find him, talk to him, keep him low profile.
Which doesn't exist anymore. That's what his son Donnie was talking about. I remember it vividly. It was just one winter morning at a shoot-around, and he had nowhere to go. Instead of go sit in a hotel for 3 or 4 hours. So he really enjoyed telling me, and I was just lapping it up, man, like a dog in a water bowl. I mean, just have that access to him and listen to him talk about all that stuff. So those guys, the two of them, because Donnie worked for his dad there for a good long while in Dallas, so they really knew what they were talking about. Yeah, he was a personality for many, many years, in addition to be a good basketball coach and obviously a nice player.
Ben Simmons, now 30 years old, is expected to be a full participant with zero restrictions at a player-led private mini-camp for the Australian men's basketball team beginning today in Melbourne. He's eyeing an NBA return. He did not play this past season, seeking to recover fully from back and other injuries. He's long been labeled a bust, PK. It'd be crazy if you were able to write a chapter now in his 30s. I guess wilder things have happened, but it'd be pretty unexpected.
I would think it would be as a role player.
Yeah. Memphis Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark died from the effects of heroin and cocaine. The L.A. County Medical Office Examiner's Office announced over the weekend he was found dead on May 11th.
That's a really sad story, obviously. 29 years old. Born in Canada, but at the age of 3, moved to the Phoenix area. Went to Desert Vista High School, same high school as, if you remember, baseball player Jacob Bregman for BYU, and then J.J. Dielman, offensive lineman for the University of Utah. Over there in the East Valley. But yeah, 29, and that's I don't know what more I can say beyond sad.
Tragic.
And did you see this? The big story over the weekend was Sophie Cunningham getting bludgeoned, and then DeJounte, is that how you say it?
White.
Carrington?
White privilege.
Yeah, white privilege.
Sophie going back on that. Back and forth.
But Carrington is the younger sister of Darren Carrington, who played receiver for Utah. And their dad, I think he's a pastor in the San Diego area, played in the NFL and went to NAU. He's a lumberjack.
Look at all those ties.
Yeah. Well, it's cool anytime a kid from NAU gets to play in the whatever professional, in this case the NFL. And Darren Carrington was a nice story because he had the, I think it was a DUI at Oregon, and came to Utah and was humbled by that opportunity. Talked to him many times and had a nice little run for the Utes. But that's his younger sister, for those who didn't know, because it was a big story over the weekend, obviously, as the WNBA continues to amaze for all sorts of reasons.
DJ PK.
We all have routines. I'm Jabron, and with diabetes, mine was finger sticks. Sometimes I skip them because they hurt. The Freestyle Libre 3CGM changed that. It gives me glucose insights without finger sticks. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
Finger sticks are required if your glucose alarms or readings do not match symptoms, or when you see check blood glucose symbol for the first 12 hours. The views expressed should not be used for medical diagnosis or treatment as a substitute for professional medical advice. Individual circumstances may vary. For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on the scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
And a swing and a high drive deep right field. The floodgates are open. That is way up into the second deck. Kyle Schwarber with his second home run of the day. His 35th on the season. And it's 4-2 Phillies.
Fly ball to left center. Duran going back near the track. Looks up. It's going to be off the wall. In to score is Walton. The throw to second base, not in time. It's a double for Muncie. The A's have a 4-3 lead, and they're going crazy in the dugout.
And a liner into left center field. That's down for a base hit. Turang's around third. Here comes the throw home. Turang is safe! Turang got to the backside of the plate, and he got in there safely. And the Brewers walk off the Twins.
Brewers beat the Twins 4-3 in 10 innings. Also in extra innings, Phillies 7-6 over the Blue Jays. Also in there, you heard the Red Sox getting beat by the Athletics. They're losing back-to-back games for the first time since the All-Star break, first time since the end of June and the start of July, June 30, July 1st. Back-to-back losses for them, although it's
A's
still
beat him, huh?
Awesome streak. The Athletics take them down.
Their shortstop, Jacob Wilson, 111 games without an error, sets a new record. Of course, he's an antelope.
And he
played college ball at Grand Canyon University.
Said his dad drilled deep defense first.
His dad played in the major leagues and was an assistant coach there. And so he came over, I think he's a Thousand Oaks kid, and came over and played for Grand Canyon. Was a first-round draft choice.
All that defense, but he still DHs sometimes. He's talking about that. It's the only time he doesn't take ground balls, and he DHs.
Not even in the pregame?
That's what he said.
Huh.
You have been missing the effects of replay, and the automatic ball strike call leads to fewer arguments, fewer beefs, fewer confrontations. But we had one around a balk. Did you enjoy it? Chris Sale ejected before the first pitch of the Braves game with the Yankees, had words with the umpires a day after they called him for a balk that scored a run in a 5-4 loss. He's still hot the next day.
Yeah, it was a significant run in that situation. Yeah. The balk is the most misunderstood rule, and we could arguably be the most controversial one, because usually when they balk, it's not something that's obvious. And then the umpire has to make a spectacle of it. He has to get out. If it's the home plate umpire, he has to get out like in the field of play and point vigorously how many runners are on base if it's just first to second. But then when you got third to home, man, and if it's a field in the field umpire, he has to come forward like about 10 yards. And so I guess they can't review that. And they just that one, which isn't often, always leads to some type of commotion, or usually leads.
Your Diamondbacks take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers won one. They broke the losing streak. But nonetheless, the Diamondbacks take the series. They win 4-2 yesterday in the old rubber game.
We don't settle for that, though, because in the game that they lost, there was a tie score, back-to-back triples in the ninth inning in a 1-1 game, 1-0. Then it became 1-1. Runner on third and no outs, and they do not score him. So we're this close from sweeping. And it's the first time they've taken the season series from the Dodgers since 2018.
And despite the Dodgers' excellence, they've now lost 3 series in a row to teams that could be in the playoffs. Could this be a sign of things to come? Someone could take a playoff series from them, PK, and all this gnashing of teeth could go away. Or be minimized.
Again, you just go on the Dodgers' postseason results. Mm-hmm. I don't think that it's based on who wins the World Series. Because if that were the case, there would be not much of an issue. And the Dodgers, for the Players Association, during the week, they had a 4-game series the Diamondbacks did with the Padres, and they didn't draw more than 22,000 in any of those games, and you can argue that series was even more important because they're not going to catch the Dodgers, but they can ward off the Padres. But they didn't draw more than 22,000, and when they brought the Dodgers in, granted it was a weekend, but they had 46,000 every game. So are the Dodgers good or bad for baseball? Well, certainly for the Diamondbacks' pocketbook.
They were real good Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And I saw some people in San Diego talking about, the attendance during the week was pathetic. The problem is for the Arizona people, the Diamondbacks, in the dead of summer, they don't have any tourists. They draw no tourists because nobody goes there in the summer. You get out of there in the summer. So it's just the locals. And obviously there's way more people from L.A. than there is from San Diego. But in San Diego's case, they drove. In fact, as an example, my sister has seen 2 games in San Diego this season.
Escape. Beat the Heat.
Yes.
So the thing about the Dodgers, yes, they can run away with the division, but and yes, the playoffs are separate. But if they have the 3rd best record in the National League or the 4th best record,
then they're going to have to go through the wild card.
Well, I get that, but does that lessen the? If you have the best record in the regular season, you win 110 games.
It's not based on the Dodgers. That's just the Dodgers is a talking point. That's all. The owners want a salary cap, whether the Dodgers go 162-0 or 0-162.
Now that I believe, the owners want to see their franchise values go up.
So I don't
want a salary cap.
We need to get off the Dodgers. They're just the example as a talking point, but it is not solely based on what the Dodgers do or don't do.
That I believe.
And there's a lot of run. The Dodgers, they make great financial or they make great personnel decisions. Except I can name 5-6 guys that they've signed that have sucked.
Yeah.
It's just that they have the money to overcome it.
And if they sign some of these guys for too long. There was a time Mookie Betts was a major advantage. I don't think people think he's a major advantage right now.
Not this season.
No. Padres trying to make a savvy move, picking up Austin Hayes after he was designated for assignment by the White Sox, and he hit a home run, and they hit 4 homers, and they beat the Astros 7-2. Bees lost Oklahoma City 6-5 in their series finale. They lost 5 out of 6 in that series a week after getting swept in a 6-game series. They're like 2-16 in the last 18. They can open a 6-game series in El Paso tomorrow. DJ and PK.
Hashtag RSL.
Luna skating on the end line. Back to Salons and scores! And the flag stays down, and Salons puts RSL in front in the 17th minute. Gonzalez picks it off. Gonzalez dispossessed by Ruiz. Ruiz gets bumped. Ruiz goes forward. Ruiz shot. Ruiz scores! Pablo Ruiz from just inside the 18. And he beats the keeper. 2 goals in 2 nights for Pablo, and it's 4-0. 4-0 shutout for Real Salt Lake. Unfortunately for them, a bunch of other teams in Major League Soccer have won twice, and they are chasing so many teams. I mean, they could win and get help and still get in, but it seems like the odds aren't likely. But they did snap the 4-game winless streak. They got just their 3rd shutout of the year, so plenty of good things to build on. They host Juarez tomorrow night at America First Field in the 3rd and probably final game in the League's Cup. And Pablo Ruiz, where have you been? Well, he's been away with a couple of knee injuries. It's been a couple of long years, but he's looked great these last 2 nights. And it's not just the goals, although the goals look good, but he's not favoring the knee or protecting it. He's going into challenges hard and colliding with guys and playing with a customary fire that would make you think he's from New Jersey. Royals lost to the Denver Summit 2-1. Denver wins it with a late goal in stoppage time. DJ and PK.
Hashtag golf.
Michael Brennan wins the Wyndham Championship by 3 strokes, shooting 22 under. Patrick Fishburne tied for 49th at 6 under. Tony Finau, 4 under par, tied for 61st. And Kino was tied for 83 at 3 over. There's also a battle, PK. Some guys trying to squeeze into the top 70. Some other big-name guys that did not squeeze into the top 70 and make the playoff. Brooks Koepka was at the microphone talking pretty straightforward and pretty brutal analysis of his own play there. Just terrible that he's not in the playoff, and he used the word pathetic multiple times and did not like the way he's been putting.
Yeah, he's very critical of his game, so he's got to get better there. Brennan was the 2025 winner of the Bank of Utah down there in St. George at Black Desert. So that's his 2nd win.
21-year-old Jackson Koiven clinches the final FedEx Cup playoff spot. He came to the tour late this year, played 6 tournaments, and squeezes into the top 70. Not bad.
Just 5.
Yeah. Oh, 5 tournaments in 6 weeks?
I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, and he won his 3rd start. That's what pushed him through.
Just 21 years old.
If he's a rising, I'm not going to call him a star by a long shot, but we'll see in time over the next 3, 4, 5 years if he reaches that status. It'd be a name to watch.
Jon Rahm wins the season points total on the LIV Tour for the 2nd time. Joaquin Neiman went wire to wire at Trump International in New Jersey to win their tournament. And now they're supposed to be investors, but how much money? What's happening? See how that plays out.
Now, I was watching a little bit of that. I came across it. I did not know it was on, but it was on. And my wife says, "What are you watching this for? Go to the PGA one." And I said, well, because they were showing cool shots of the city when they'd go to commercial.
I want to watch cool shots in New York.
Yeah.
Remember my childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, DJ and PK, that is what is trending. Brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Jason Cole's going to join us next. Longtime NFL writer and analyst. We'll get his thoughts as the NFL ramps up. Steve Bartle, Ute Insider for KSL Sports at 8 o'clock. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on the scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.